wanna see it show?
I flip on the book of face. Yeah, I know where to go.
Where to go?
There's a man over there.
Yeah.
Into the music scene.
Music scene.
Showing lots of love for the community. With great advice, I know who I should go see. So
on down radio.
Show. Where I go for the latest band
Radio show.
for the music that comforts my soul.
Hi, Ceris.
Hi, Scott.
How are you today?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm great. Just peachy. Peachy.
Oh,
I'm raspberry tea today. I am.
nice.
How are you?
I'm all right. I'm all right.
Yeah, busy.
Busy and trying to take care of Thor because it's not good. So.
Still not good?
Oh no.
Oh, that's not
No.
good.
So.
Is it post-surgery mess or just...
Yeah, they didn't really give me much warning of like how out of it he would be.
Oh,
And,
yeah?
That's a heavy dog to have to be carrying around.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah, and when it's like, because he's like immobile, not moving at all. So that's like, it's a 120-pound dog of dead weight feels like,
Right.
160. And my back's done. I have a horrible back, so it's not helping.
I'm sure. That's terrible. It
Yeah.
really is. Well, I don't know. I'm looking here. We've got all kinds of errors happening today in the computer world, so hopefully it's going to be good. So let's see who's checking in, if anybody is. You want
Hi,
to?
everybody.
Oh, mercy.
Wander, Glenn, Ed. Hi, Edward. Hi, Steve.
Edward.
I think your T-shirt's
Steve.
done, Steve. So I'm just waiting for it to be delivered to me so I can bring it to you. Hey, Heather. I just saw your text, but I'm running around with a chicken without a head. So
Yeah, what's up, Heather? How are you? I don't
So,
see anybody anymore.
Heather
so
was
I
a
just came
gem.
here.
Heather lent me her car so I could take him to the vet because I couldn't lift him to put him in my car.
Right. Well, that's nice of her.
Yeah, she was nice. She's nice.
She is. She's a nice
Hi,
person.
Evie.
Hi, Chad. How are you, Chad? Evelyn.
Hi, Chad.
Everybody's here. Everybody's here. If you're out
Hi,
there,
Eric
say hi,
Knight.
please. Please say hi.
Hi.
Please say hi, everybody.
Hi,
Tim
Dewey.
Tim
Hi,
Butterfield's
Tim.
here. Yes, Dewey.
Hi, Bill. Hi, Bob. Thank you so much for filling in for me last week. That was awesome of you.
I had a really good time with Bob's band on Saturday.
Good.
They were great.
Good.
Yes. They killed it. They did. John Esper in the house
Hey, John.
from the Columbus area. From Grove City, he says today. Okay, he's disclosed his location now. Thank you, John. Thank you, Heather. So, Ceris, got a viewer submission today.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it was the other day, but we're using a viewer submission today. And interestingly enough, this is a good one, I think, because...
And remember, it's coming from a fan.
Yes, a music fan, not a musician.
And she did name bands.
But we're not going to talk about
We're
that.
not going to say them.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about that, I guess, right?
No, I guess not.
No, we probably shouldn't. But
I mean, you're going to know if your
band's guilty. If your band's guilty as charged.
Yeah. Hi,
Yes.
Dave. Looking forward to having you play the bar.
Who are you talking to? David Linda?
Yeah.
Is that David? Yeah. I'm glad to hear Barely Able will be there. Great band, by the way.
That's what I keep hearing.
Yeah. And I think you've heard Tim sing. I think Tim's been to the jam and sang a couple songs, maybe the lead singer. But yeah.
Billy, I'm excited for you to be back, and I'm glad that you've been healing well.
It's good to have Billy here. John's going to go see Rockhouse tomorrow night.
Nice.
Hear that, Bob Klein? John will be there. He will. Billy, it's great to see your face on here, even if it's just a picture. It is. Oh, look at all these people. Look at all these people. Don't guess the bands they talk about. You're good at that, he said to Steve. Are we guessing who we talk about sometimes? Well, it's not nice for us to call out bands, but
no.
if you know, you know.
No.
You're going to know.
And to be fair, we didn't. This is coming from the viewer that called them out, but we're not going to say their names. Right.
Exactly. So let's get to it. Let me get that called up here because I don't want to misspeak. All right. So stand by a moment and I'll have it up here.
Hey, Brian.
There it is. All right. It says, have a hot topic to consider. Many times I go to band and musicians' pages to their events, and many only show past events, but not upcoming shows, though I know they have them booked. Drives me nuts to have to hunt for their next gig versus posting there. I know some don't want to post too far ahead, but why not? Someone like me, I like to plan my calendar out, even if it's months away.
Yeah. There's something to be said about not planning too far ahead, and there's something to be said about waiting until the day of or the day before. And then being surprised that nobody showed up or they didn't show up. You know what I mean? It's always, that's always funny to me.
I love that they went on to say, at the very least, I want musicians to know it from the fan perspective, that we like to look at your pages and find out where you're playing.
Did you hear that?
This person also went on to say they checked 3 bands' pages and none of them had their upcoming events on it less than a week out.
Less than a week out and you still didn't have your events out.
Yeah. It's an interesting topic. Yes, it is. Hi, Finn. How are you? Jim McCarthy. Thank you.
Which is why I know for me personally, when they're like, well, I mean, I don't know why we just can't draw a crowd. Well, maybe because you're not advertising to your crowd.
You think?
You think? I'm advertising to my crowd, but maybe your people aren't coming because you're not advertising to yours until 24 hours or 48 hours before your show.
Yeah. And it's interesting enough to pull teeth to get people to send it in to me for my list. Let alone if I like a band and I want to go see a specific band. Let's say I've got friends in town and they want to go see a band I've talked about. I go to their page and look, where's this band first?
Yeah.
And if they don't have anything, then it's like, well, I guess they're not playing this weekend.
Yeah.
And in reality, I see later they played somewhere.
Yeah.
Why don't they take it? Doesn't, I mean, you don't even have to. Bless you. You don't even have to put a lot of effort into it to make an event or to even just post on your band page. We're playing here. I mean, just type some text in. You know, it doesn't have to be flashy. It doesn't have to be all this AI shit and all that everybody's doing that to me is starting to run together. Everything looks the same, but that's whole nother thing.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I won't even. I still make all of my own posters.
Yeah, I've used it. I mean, I will admit I've used it, but
but for the majority, you know.
Yeah. Pin a schedule to the top of your page. Yeah. And you know what I love too? Bands that take the whole month and you do this. Mm-hmm. You know, you do a thing about here's our month in music and here's the list. And I can go to that poster and I can say, okay, on the 15th, this person's playing there. And I can see that. If you're one of my favorite venues, if you're my favorite band, why don't you list, here's where we are this weekend, here's where we are next weekend, and make a one-stop shop for people to look at it.
I love the ones that post their entire year. However, I can't read it because the writing is so slow, so small, I mean. So, yes. But I do love the effort. I love that, but I can't read it. But yeah.
Brad's in the house. Abe's Lincoln. How are you, buddy? Ed says, for me, one should post 4 weeks out and push the shows starting 7 to 10 days out. Okay. I don't disagree with that a bit.
Thanks, Tom.
And it's easy to do. It's not difficult to make a Facebook event.
Yeah, Bob, I actually was doing that to go look to find out to go look at some bands to see. I had to fill in a band. Fill in, and I was going to other bands' pages to see their events, and I just didn't even consider the ones that didn't have any events made for July, because I'm not going to go around. I don't have time to message 10 different people to find a replacement band. So that's why people go to your events to, to make plans. And if somebody needs a fill in or something like that. So to the pages that didn't have the events, I didn't even reach out to. And the pages that did have events, I did reach out to.
Bob Klein, you're exactly right. You go to that little more drop down and it says events, and you click on events, and they should all be there. Every single show you do should be in those events. You can make one. It's real simple. You can tag the venue as a co-host. If they choose to accept that, they can. If they don't, so be it. But you can always do that. I mean, I get tagged in things I'm doing all the time by the event that's hosting it.
Can we take a minute to congratulate Mason Johnson on his wedding? Him and his beautiful wife, they got married. Wasn't it last weekend?
You do that. Yeah. Congratulate him, will you?
I am. You can too. You're right here.
Congratulations. I've got to turn the face of the sun off my head here. Hang on.
Also, and I agree with you, Mason. I love making the posters for the show. I love doing it. It's my Sunday thing.
Oh, my. I'm back. Yeah. So you like that. And I like being creative that way too.
Yeah.
And I think it looks different too. That's the nice part about it.
It does. I also, I do find it funny though when people bash people for using it. I get why people use AI. At least they're making something. But
it's quick.
Yeah, it is quick. But it's funny when like some musicians bash other musicians for using it, or venues, and then say, I'm not going to go to a show that's using it, but the venue that they're playing at is using AI to advertise their show, and I bet they're still going to go there and take the money.
I've seen that too.
I'm just like, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. In fact, I saw somebody one day, and I don't remember who it was, that said something like, if you use an AI poster of me, I'm not playing your venue. Really?
Yeah. Okay. Well, then I hope you don't.
Really? Really? I mean, come on. You're going to play. You're a whore for money.
Different. I beg. Yeah. I would say the majority, not all, the majority would still play.
And I agree with Evelyn too. There are dates, I look at specific things that are 3 or 4 months out sometimes and try to schedule, doing. It's not always spur of the moment. Like, okay, I'm going to post my band show today. We're playing tomorrow. Yes. Repost it, share it, whatever you got to do to keep that, that information out there. But if you don't do it well in advance and people can't go to your calendar and see it, I mean, and I'll use Mike Reeder as an example down at the Village Theater in Covington. He has an open jam every Wednesday, and there's a different host every Wednesday. It's an individual that hosts it, like Dave Taylor, Ed Noah Witherspoon, all those people. And he's got a calendar you can click on his website and go right there, and it says who's hosting each week. And it's nice. well in advance. So, that makes it work for me. If I ever want to go see somebody and watch them host, our buddy Rob Olson or somebody, that's fun. Oh. What happened? Are you all right?
No.
Someone just come in?
No, it was my dishwasher. It made a noise and I wasn't. I'm tired, man.
I'm surprised you didn't draw on him or something there.
I was like, ooh.
Yeah, somebody in the house.
Good thing I don't have my
Hi,
gun.
George. Thanks for being here. And Melissa says bands also need to post all information. The problem I'm noticing is it will say today and it doesn't show up in my feeds until it's over. That's another issue with sometimes with the Book of Face though. They do some weird stuff with what you see and what you don't. Dewey says the earlier you get it out, the more likely there will be everyone's feed.
Yeah, I used to do
RSVPs,
1 week in advance, and now I try to do 1 month because 1 week was really working for us. But then there just became more competition, so I wanted, and I had a lot of people asking me. This was like about a year ago. I had a lot of people asking me for the month schedule for birthdays. I was like, you know what, I need to get this out earlier. So
yeah.
I do that now. I make the events earlier, and then I publish my calendar like the week, like the a couple of days prior to the first.
Oh, what happened?
What?
Oh, you just went away. I'm trying to come back to you here. Am I gone?
No, I see you.
This computer is driving me crazy today. Go ahead and talk until I can figure out why I just left the building.
Scott says he left the building.
I don't know what is going on here. Oh, no.
For anyone listening that doesn't update their band events page, are you willing to share? I doubt that they would be willing to share.
Congratulations, Mason. I got sidetracked trying to turn off the bright light over my head, but thank you. Thank you for being here, and nuptials. The dude radio says posting the day on Facebook is weird sometimes. I typically see it the next day versus that day. The algorithm's a mess.
It shows a lack of care. It really does. I mean, one of my favorite people ever that I love working with on other things, it doesn't post again. Doesn't post across all of the things, Scotty. I don't. Doesn't post your events. Your event should be posted a month in advance.
And Brad, I agree. I mean, the only thing I have about AI, and if you want to do that as a musician, I don't have any problem with it at all. I don't have any problem with a venue having a problem with it as well. I just think that so many of them now look the same, and they have the same colors and the same. It kind of runs all together, and it is removed some creativity from the poster world. Is all I'm saying. And it's like, if you just do the generic, make me a poster about music and all, it's all this fluorescent colors. It looks like we're back in the 80s doing, it's an all skate night and that kind of thing. Again. They all look alike to me for some reason. It's like John Mayer songs. Fight me on that too. They all sound alike. Carla says, there you guys are. Thank you. So Bronson, the topic today is how far in advance, first of all, do you do your postings for your shows? And I know you guys have a schedule out that shows the rest of the year, I think. So somebody submitted to us about how they can't go to a band's page and find out where they're playing when they know they're playing somewhere. So that's where we're at.
Steve said, I've seen plenty of Facebook events with inaccurate start and end times, makes planning. So to be fair, that happens to me as well. And it changes. And I have no idea why. Like, I don't know. That's like a Facebook thing for me. Because I'll always put the exact same time all the time. And it just doesn't. Sometimes it just messes up.
I think it's putting you in a different time zone sometimes.
It does. It does put you in a different time zone.
And I've had that happen too, where it said I'm starting a show at 9:30 at night when it's over at 9:30. And the other thing, if you don't go to an event, like if you duplicate an event, let's say you did one at the Bell and the Bear and you're going to do one next month. If you duplicate that event and just go to change date and time, if you don't remove that end time before you start putting in the start time, it really, it puts it in a different time zone, month.
Yeah.
It's
I rarely put in an end time.
Let's see. He says, this is somewhat related. I book several multiple band events, festivals per year, and the bands won't even click going on the event page or share it. Yeah. That one blows me away too.
It blows me away, and then it blows me away when they have the audacity to say, I just don't understand why nobody's coming to my events.
And Johnny Fink, I agree. I mean, you got to do it in advance.
You're not sharing with your fans. That's why, motherfucker. Bands usually take a ton of photos for their site that doesn't get used. We just try to use some of those interesting topics that makes you think, are we doing all we can to make sure it's good as a... I can answer that. I would say a lot of bands are, and a lot of bands aren't.
Well, Bill, you're thinking about promotion. What a novel idea. I mean, don't you wish some bands would think about promotion? And it's funny because we have people out there like Bill, and there's some up by me. There's, and you know, I've seen people post, like I think Jamie Minnick posted the other day. She says, all these choices, which one should I pick? And she's doing a good job of promoting that way. I mean, people are saying, okay, you know, Under the Sun's here, this band's here, that band's there. And that helps the bands. The bands ought to be happy with that.
Yeah, they ought to be.
And David says, I wish we could go back to websites for each band that you hosted yourself and have your own schedule on it. I know, but that never gets
Nobody
looked
has
at as
time
much.
for that. That's why they all just go to Facebook, and they can go to one place. And anybody who says, I don't use Facebook to promote is doing themselves a disservice and clearly doesn't care and is drives me up the wall, because that, if you are an older band, that's where your clientele is. And if you're not an older band, but you're playing at a place like the Bell and the Bear, that's where my clientele is. So if you give a shit and you want to be rebooked and you want to bring a crowd so it looks good and I keep booking your band, make a fucking Facebook account and advertise your band's schedule month in advance.
Yeah, and there's lots of options out there, but none of them have the impact that Facebook does. And I hate to admit that because I loathe Facebook.
None of us love Facebook, but it works. So we use it. To not use it is doing yourself and the venue a disservice. And nobody wants to work with somebody who's not willing to work with them. And by working with them, you have to do something. Sometimes you have to do stuff it's annoying. It's Facebook. Get over it.
Heather's got a great question. So for anyone listening that doesn't update their band events page, are you willing to share if there's a reason for that? I'd like to know that too. Or is it just plumb laziness?
Bratcher said the reason why he doesn't is because they are advertising we use bands in town because it's supposed to post across all platforms. And I said, it does not.
It does not. And I will tell you, I have literally surveyed people on my page about how many people use bands in town. It's minuscule compared to Facebook. Yeah. I know Glenn's on here. He's I think he owns stock in the damn thing because that's all he ever talks about. But it is ridiculous.
That's a personal opinion. It's not a fact. Your personal opinion is you love YouTube and people should advertise on YouTube. That's great. It would reach you, Glenn. It wouldn't reach the masses, and it needs to reach the masses. And the way it reaches the masses is by using platforms that quite literally reach the masses of our crowds, our specific crowds. For me, that's Facebook. My clientele doesn't use YouTube. So why would I advertise just on YouTube and not Facebook? This doesn't make sense.
Hold on here. I have to give Dewey a massive round of applause for that comment. Thank you, Dewey. Spot on, my friend. Spot on.
It is intent. Yeah, but Bronson, I don't use it. None of my crowd uses that. Bands in town. So.
And a lot of touring bands use that. I've noticed a lot of touring bands use it. And I know,
I know a lot of national acts, that we've had play at my bar, or that, they use that, but they also still use their Facebook because they know that their crowd is on Facebook. They know that part of their crowd is on Facebook. So you still have to put in the effort to post to Facebook.
Yeah, and if you take the effort to make a band page on Facebook, which a lot of bands have, update the son of a bitch once in a while.
Yeah.
Put something on it. Put some content on it. It doesn't even have to be about your band. You know, put on there, you know, today in history, you know, this person died that was my idol. I mean, that kind of stuff. I mean, it's like, put some content on it and let it be relevant.
Melissa, she's never heard of bands in town. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's big with the touring bands. It is. It's very big.
You can still use Facebook. I know that certain bands have their following on Instagram, so I make sure that I post to both because that's where, you know, some of them have that.
Yeah, Brad, I agree. I mean, there are bands that are out there just making fun of other bands who use AI. If that's all the time you have and it's better than nothing. Take the effort, make yourself an AI poster and put it on your page saying we're playing at XYZ bar this weekend and see how it works. You know, it can't hurt.
Yeah, Bronson, it wasn't a point at you thing. I'm sure you do. Like, I know you use your Facebook, but a lot of people don't.
Scotty Bratcher.
And I love the touring bands that use both because they know you. The more you push it, the better. And might as well push it on pages where, you know, the majority of your age group is going to be.
And Ray, I want to address your comment too, because I've had that warning as well. That on Mondays, I always post like where I was over the weekend and pictures of the bands and all that. And I get warned every once in a while on Monday, you posted too much by the Book of Face. And the other thing, like I've told like Bill and some other people, thank you for tagging me. I get to see the videos of where you were and all that. I get to watch them. I want you to continue to tag me, but if it doesn't show up on my page that day, it's because I've posted too much already and I can't put it on the page. And
Bronson,
it's just a thing.
Bronson said FB is our number one platform still by a lot. See, guys, he's a touring band and it's still. I didn't forget about it, Brian. My OnlyFans. I like to call it my older fans, and it's just me doing normal activities but hurting myself. Oh, I bent down a little too quickly, and now I can't get back up because I've hurt my back. I always said if I were to ever do an OnlyFans, it would be me wearing a mask and like just boots and just eating, seeing how much I can nude, and then the rest of me is nude, and then just eating, seeing how much I can eat through my mask. And that's just what it would be. Me eating nude in Uggs and a mask.
That vision I'm seeing right now. Oh my. Abe's Lincoln is no longer posing for pictures. He's dead, so we use AI.
Oh, yeah, that does make it difficult.
To get Abe on there, you do probably have to go AI. You don't get him unless you resurrect his cryptic body. Let's see what Paul Zink has to say today. Paul's always in there on some. He says, I rely on Facebook aside from our show to see when the band's playing. And you know what? Let me address that too. That show on my platform is absolutely taking a giant crap. The Who's Playing Out.
Why do you think that is?
The amount of time I put into that versus Facebook clicks and views. Well, I did get shut down a few weeks ago again for our favorite hater who's changed names now, but it's the same posts on all the bars and all the, yeah, it's just the same guy. But they were complaining about me on the Book of Face, and the computer flags you and says you're violating some community freaking standard that I don't even send me the community standards, people, but that's a whole nother thing. But that show, I mean, and I get it. It's a 40-minute show. It's long. You can't sit there through the whole thing probably. And maybe I should just open my page up on Thursdays to, hey, bands, post your events. on my page. I mean, I don't know. I'm just, it's a lot of work for 0 viewers. I shouldn't say 0, but less than 1,000 viewers. Now it was 14,000 at one time.
I remember that.
Yeah.
But that was a lot.
It was a while back, but Chad says Jameson. Check. Yeah. I think I'm way behind in the comments here, aren't I? Pin a photo of your calendar for the month that say you do it, don't you? I mean, your calendar's up. Yeah. I love that.
I got to put up July's, but I already made my events for July. So you can go to my events and see all of July's, and then I'll put my calendar up.
And my website has been down for almost a year now. It had some sort of a critical error thing and all that, and I have not gotten it fixed. And no one has come to me and said, boy, I haven't seen your website on. It's down. It says it's had an error. No one has said that to me.
Yeah, not many people. I know there are some, but not many do.
And yes, David Linda, you old school dude, lastcallohio.com. Let's see what Tina has to say from O'Connor's. Make my events about 3 to 4 a.m. in the morning. Make about 5 to 6 at the same time. Yeah. Got to do it when you have time, right?
Fuck.
What's the matter? You sleepy?
I'm so sleepy.
Well, why don't you sleep here and we'll do that. It'll be like OnlyFans sleeping. All right.
Ceris's OnlyFans is just sleeping and
sleeping. Yeah. Put a camera while you sleep with your dogs. It'd be great. Well, I shouldn't say that. There's some creep out there who'll make something out of that. So yeah. No, we can't do that. But there's a lot of agrees on here. Thank you so much, guys, for agreeing with whatever we're saying. And yeah, I don't mind a band having a website. I've gone and looked at bands' websites.
They have a website. No, I have a website, but you have to use both. You have to use multiple platforms.
Thank you, Jeff Redwine. I couldn't agree with you more, man. Hate it or not, it's a must-have. Yep. Facebook is. And you know what I love too about having like an Instagram page and all that? You can have a little fun with that more than you can like on your Facebook page. You can just post random crap and pictures and fun stuff and reels and all that. If you look at the Filthy Heathens, I'm going to use Bronson as an example. They do all kinds of fun stuff. They sit around microphones and get interviewed basically with one question, like what's your favorite food on the road or this or that. And I think it's cool to learn about them. It's fun. And,
they know how to promote themselves. They're good. Very good. Very talented and everything that they do. It's nice.
Sugar Rock keeps an updated schedule as their cover photo. So I think what we're getting at today is if you don't put your schedule on your Facebook page and events, shame on you. If you're a band out there that wants to make money and travel and do your thing and play, put the effort in, people. It all boils down to effort, I think. That's Scott's opinion and only, but I think it has a lot to do with, and it can be all consuming too. Social media can be consuming. You do a lot of work on social media, don't you?
I do.
But does it bring people to the yard?
It does. And it brings all of the boys to the yard and the milkshakes.
The milkshakes too. It does. It brings people to your bar.
Brings them to my bar.
How would they know you're going to have a glow party? Why would everybody come in fluorescence if they didn't see it in an advertisement?
Correct.
They'd walk in and say, why are the lights out tonight?
Yeah.
Special events, especially.
Whether you want to or whether you like it, your personal opinion is irrelevant. It is a fact. It works. Use it. You are doing yourself and the venue you are asking to be paid by a disservice by not using it. You are being selfish and not a team player. So use it. And use it in advance.
And how many people out there are aware that our weekly list that we do on Thursdays is downloadable and printed on the Warren County Post, which is another Facebook page that you can go to, and I share the link usually to my page, but you can do that as well. And all those bands and venues put the effort into sending me that stuff. And somebody the other day sent me something, and God love them, they meant well, but they sent me this list from a guy, Speaker Scott, he's called, in Cincinnati, and he lists a handwritten list of who's playing where. But they sent it to me. It had no dates, times on it. It said Saturday, Under the Sun, Naughty Pine, or whatever. I mean, it didn't say times. I can't put that in my list unless I have times and location and all that. So please, if you're going to send me that stuff, please do, but I'll add it. Just got to be complete.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'm way behind on these.
It's all right.
Facebook says best for our band dates. Majority of our groupies can get our updated dates via Facebook. You know, the old days, you had MailChimp and you had an email group, and you sent all your band info, once a week in an email to people. But how many emails do we all get today?
Right.
You don't even want to see my inbox. How many on my phone? It's probably insane that I just don't get to look at. And Bronson says it connects you with people that go to concerts. Yeah. If you're talking bands in town, I'm not knocking bands in town. I'm just saying that it is not the primary for the local music scene. Now, my band's in town pops up on my phone and says, Zach Brown band's coming to town, or this is coming to get your tickets here, ticket link, all those things. That's good. I mean, I want to know that. And I want to thank our viewer for submitting this. I think it's a good topic. I think it's very relevant to what.
Very good topic. Yeah.
And Ceris, speaking of, Dude Radio made a comment there when I said put some content on your page. I think that's important. But do you think it's important to do daily content if you're a band? Something every day? I want your opinion.
I would say yeah. I would say yeah, because you want to stay relevant and you want people to see you. And I think every time you pop up, it reminds them of like, oh, do you remember this band? Let's see when they're playing. Oh, you know what I mean? Like, it just keeps you interested. And I think every time you post something and it shows up on Facebook, they're reminded of, that's the Filthy Heathens. Man, you remember that show that they did? I wonder if they're going to play here again. Or, man, let's check out their new album. Or, I don't think it's any different than a venue. I think you're advertising your business, and if you want people to give a shit about your business, then make content.
And I'm going to agree with Bob's comment here. Old people like him use Facebook, and they are also the people with the disposable income advertised to them. Yes.
Yeah.
Now, if you surveyed a bunch of the bands that play at the Hidden Gym I mentioned, the bands that are called Purple Uterus and all those other band names, their target market probably isn't on Facebook. It's a younger market, and the young kids don't necessarily always use Facebook. But
they call it an old people's site.
Yeah, us old people do, and us old people have money to buy drinks in the bar and do that, and we're not sitting on the couch watching Netflix and chilling. Well, we are sometimes, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Bronson says Facebook's our number one platform still by a lot. Yeah. Brian Peters, I saw the OnlyFans comment finally, but yeah, I'm getting the stuff. And Tim Butterfield, you don't have to look. You could throw a rock and hit a band that's lazy and doesn't do social media the way they should. Yeah, a lot of bands, Tim Butterfield. You know that.
It's true.
And I don't disagree with you about like shows like you do. Over promote that crap all day long. Make sure people see it. And I don't know too many that people say, I'm sick of seeing those posts. There was 100 posts about that event. I haven't heard anybody say, well, I'm going to boycott that event because they overposted.
Yeah, I don't hear that. I mean, you can say that page is annoying and mute them.
Yeah.
That's why you got to be careful. You can't just do promotions. You got to throw other things in there. And some people aren't going to like it anyways, but the majority of them, make them laugh. You give them something to look at. They'll stick around.
I'm going to answer Heather's question for you here. She says, what's the point in playing out if you don't bother to promote whether you're playing? The point in playing out is money.
Yeah, some people just care about that.
They just want the money with minimal effort.
Mm-hmm. Or they think that they don't need to promote because they think their name is enough. Or they think that, it's just the bars, the venues. I heard that it's the venue's responsibility to promote, not the musician. I remember when we had that episode, I think it was 1.5 or 2 years ago, and I lost my shit. I don't think I've laughed so hard. The people that were saying this were the laziest musicians who you would go to their page and they like barely fucking promoted. You remember that it was a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I was laughing. Well, it's not our job to promote. It's the venue's job.
Yeah.
It's everyone's job. What do you mean? We're all getting paid. Promote.
Yeah, I think there's oftentimes in the venue business, I wish that you could look at people and say, well, I brought all these people and packed the house. How much are you going to pay me for the exposure I gave you tonight? I mean,
Right?
it's the same thing the band wants in reverse. I mean,
Right.
They want paid.
Right.
But so you pay me. I put you in front of 10,000 people in this big arena tonight. How about you just pay me?
Yeah, how about you give me some money because I had all of my regulars there, but none of yours came. Do you have any? No? Then you owe me. I gave you a stage to play on. I would never. I fucking love, but that's why I'm picky with who I work with.
To quote a Pink song, I want to start a fight today, and that comment's probably going to start a fight, but that's the way it works. Yes. Bob says older crowds are on Facebook.
Yeah,
they're usually people. Yeah, that one came back up again. Yes. Unfortunately, it came up twice. Eric says it's crazy that you get flagged for posting too much. You do. You can. You over posting, especially too if you have somebody like a ton of comments and you go to your post and start hitting like on all the comments. That's
really?
when the computer gets all jacked up about it. Yeah. It does.
It is a team effort, Tina, and this dude radio. People say, I remember this one woman, this young girl, she said it, and I just remember I stopped hiring her just because she never changed her. I only hired her once, but her set list was sleepy and she didn't promote. And then I saw her make that comment that, well, I shouldn't have to promote. And I was thinking, then I don't have to hire you. I mean, why would you want to be put, like, what is more important? The end product, like the end, like I don't do, there's things I don't want to do that I do because it helps everybody involved. When you're just thinking of yourself, why would anybody want to work with you? Like, I don't get it. And I also thought that it was the funniest comment because I was like, don't you work on tips as well? Don't you put out a tip bucket? The more people that come, the more tips you could possibly make. So I thought to myself, if I ever brought somebody in who doesn't believe that they should have to promote, then I was like, well, then you don't get to put out a tip bucket.
I'm just looking at comments here, but yes. So, audience, opinions, if you can. Opinions on how often and how early a band should post about their upcoming shows. I'd like to get a feel from that from people. How far in advance would you like to see that? And then, of course, they need to promote the week of. They need to really push it then. I understand that part. And Dave, I don't know. I haven't even talked to Ceris. So Ceris and I have been like passing in the night lately because we're so busy. But
when is it?
Yes, that is August 2nd, my birthday. It is a Sunday.
Oh.
And we're having a little shindig at the Stubbs Park in Centerville where Genesis Retouched will be playing.
Oh.
Yeah. Yes.
If it's a Sunday, I have a much better chance of being able to go.
I know.
Exactly. Bronson Hetzer. The biggest bands in the world promote. Madison Square Garden promotes. Why would either party think they shouldn't? You're fucking right, buddy. God, I love you. I love you.
He's a good dude. Yes. Dewey will be there. Thank you, Dewey, for saying that. And like the idea of a monthly calendar, but promoted the week of. Yes. Very good. Thank you for that. And Bill, the great amount of talent we have in the tri-state, the band should go above and beyond. Yeah. And the other side of it is, let's face it, with the amount of talent out there, there's competition, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
For gigs. And if your band is promoting, you're going to get those gigs because that venue owner is going to want to fill the room.
It's true.
I mean, it's the total truth.
It's so absurd that, we ask that question, do you bring a crowd? It would be irresponsible for a booker or venue owner not to ask that question. Do you promote? Do you bring a crowd?
Yes. And Brian Harris and Jim McCarthy, I want to go back to the days of going to Kinko's, making posters and going and drinking beer and stapling them to telephone poles in the town. Those were great days. They were, but those days are over. Now they have ordinances against putting that on the telephone poles. So it used to be fun.
So Brian's got a good point for bands, and I do understand this. He said at least 2 weeks in advance, but really sooner than that. But you also don't want one gig to take away from another. So you don't want to announce a future gig when you have one sooner and have people just not come to the sooner gig. So then this is where, and Brian, I totally get that. And that is one of the reasons why I waited to make my events. And then I found out if I just do the whole month in advance, 1 month or 2 months in advance, then you're just promoting your music and your events. You're not just promoting one show. So if you just, that's why before the month is over, you make all of your events for the next month. So that way, and you promote, so that way they're in your events calendar. So that way people can go see when you're playing, but the 7 to 10 days prior to your following event, you start promoting the one that's soonest. But that's, yeah.
My favorite, and there's some, and I use that Hidden Gym. They're near me, and they're the ones that have the like 3 or 4 or 5 band bills a night. I mean, these bands come in and they play a show with like 5 bands. Mm-hmm. It's really cool. They feature a lot of local, original music and all that. But one thing they do, they put out a monthly calendar of their events, and then they do on Monday, this week at the gym. And here's a list, Monday through Sunday. Here's who's playing, what time, boom, 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 in one post. I think it's genius because it's a one-stop shop for anybody that wants to go there. And it's just, and you do the same thing. I know. And it's really good to be able to just click on a picture that says, all right, here's who's playing on Wednesday night. Here's playing Thursday, the jam's Thursday, Friday and Saturday we have this. I love it. Yeah,
I like it too. I post it every single day. Every single day at 12:15 p.m. that post goes out.
Oh my gosh. We're out of town. Out of time, out of town.
We're out of town, guys.
Sorry. Did I say out of town? I did.
We're out of town and out of time.
Chad says he likes the idea of posting monthly calendar. Been heavily promoting, yes. I love Tina. Thank you, Tina.
I love Tina.
And 2 weeks before show day at the Stubbs Park there. Yes, thank you. That's good. And you guys have that because you have to promote the one show to the next show. It's like a concert venue. So I agree with that. But there's nothing wrong with a band promoting themselves.
No, they should.
At all. Yeah. So, I'm going to have to get out of here because I got to fix a printer before I leave to go do trivia tonight. Tell them what's happening at the Bell and the Bear this week.
I sure will. Tonight we have PB&J's, $2 PBRs, $3 Jameson, and Vanessa and Joe. They will be there tonight. Tomorrow it's Gina and Johnny, the duo. It's also Mark's birthday, so we'll be celebrating that a little bit tomorrow. And then Thursday, of course, we jam. Friday, it's Linus Tate. And Saturday, it is the Billy Rock Band. And it's his first show back, I'm pretty sure, since he had his surgery.
I'm glad to hear he's back at it. Love me some Billy Rock.
Yeah.
I do. All right. I'll be at the Mimesburg Moose tonight doing Q&A trivia. Wednesday night, always a big night. Tomorrow night, 80 degrees and sunny on the patio at Heather's. So we'd love to see you for that. Mother Nature rained on us last week and we only had 250 people. This week, it's going to be crazy. So please get out, get your reservations in if you're coming Wednesday night for that. And I don't know what else is going on with me for the week, but I do know one thing.
What?
I'm frazzled. My computer's giving me fits.
I'm sorry, Bubba.
Yeah, I'm trying. So thank you, everybody. Karis, thank everybody, will you, for me?
Thank you, everybody.
You're wonderful.
We heart you.
We do. How about Kathy's going to thank everybody, too?
This is Kathy Laverty from the Bell and the Bear Jam. And when I look for local music, I tune in to All Around Town Radio.
Thank you, Kathy Laverty. Thank you, Karis. You have to pee? Did you say you have to go pee? I got to pee. I got to pee.
Go pee.
Okay, well, you do that, and we're going to go bye-bye. Bye-bye-bye.
Working for the weekend.
And I want to see a show.
I flip on the book of face.
I'm glad you're back, by the way. No offense to Bob Klein. I loved having him on, but I'm glad you're back.
I love being here.
You're much prettier than Bob Klein is.
Thank you.
He and I discussed that, actually. So, yeah. Bob, thank you for the hospitality. If you're still out there. It was great this weekend. His band rocked out, literally.
Good. Well, they're an amazing band.
They are. It was fun. Good crowd. Thank you, Brian Harris. Glad you're with
Brian.
us. Bronson, see you, my friend.
Bye, Bronson. Bye, George, Dewey, Chad.
Bronson, I sent an email to your management.
Jill,
I haven't heard back. Just so you know. Yes. Bob Klein. Love it. Love it. Hi, Matt Matheny. Thanks. You're late to the party, dude.
Cool to have their band play like a small show at my bar.
Who's that? Bronson's?
Filthy Heathens.
Oh, my God. They're so good.
Yeah. It would be just, I love those intimate shows. You know what I mean? Yeah. Those are my favorite
They are
shows.
so good.
Yeah.
Thank you, Karis.
Bye. I love you.
We out of here.